7 weeks without any kind of added sugar. My friends, this is a new personal record for me. The longest I've ever gone, as I mentioned in my first video, was 40 days without any kind of added sugar. Now I've gone 49, and I am pretty proud of myself, I do say so myself. However, I would not have gotten up to this point if it wasn't for you guys. The support that I have been given, not only on this channel, but also in public with my friends and family giving me the support, has been pretty wonderful. And so thank you so much, everyone, for giving that to me across this 7 weeks. I knew that when I was going into this that I had to make it as public as possible. Otherwise, I would fail. I think that's one of the main reasons why I did fail in the past, was that I kind of kept it to myself. And even when I went 40 days, I was doing it with a friend. So I knew that if I was going to go a year, I would have to tell literally everyone so that it would not be a secret to anybody and that everyone could be on board with me. And you guys have been, so thank you so much. I want to share some of the benefits that I've been experiencing the past 3 weeks. The biggest one, the most noticeable one, has been a thinning of my face. You might not be able to see it because of the beard and the facial hair, and maybe it just doesn't come across on camera too well. Maybe you guys just don't notice, but seeing as how I live with myself, I do notice, and I'm pretty happy to see that. Jawline's coming back, which is really cool. And my spare tire is also shrinking a bit. It used to be a spare tire for a monster truck. Now it's a spare tire for a unicycle. So that's really good. It still is not nearly where I want it to be. In fact, I feel as if I've actually plateaued a little bit as far as stomach fat is concerned. And I think part of that is that I have replaced the sugar crutch with a fat crutch. I know that this video started off really positive, but I honestly want to talk about some of the cons of this sugar-free journey so far. And part of it is that I've realized that sugar is not the only culprit. I mentioned this before in previous videos, but I know that more so now than ever that it's not just sugar. Sugar is a huge part of the puzzle, but it's not just that. It's also eating too much fat, too much carbohydrates, too much of anything really. You could just be eating too much. The past 3 weeks, I tried a little bit of intermittent fasting, eating from 11 to 7, and I found that whenever 8 o'clock or 8:30 or 9 o'clock rolled around, I always wanted to eat something, and I gave in every single time. So even though getting a handle on sugar is fantastic, and for me, it's like 85 to 90% of the problem, it is not the only problem when it comes to health or just looking good. But I'm going to take it one step at a time. I'm not going to try and move on to the next phase of health. I'm not going to try to tackle eating too much fat or eating too many carbs or whatever just yet. I'm just going to continuously focus on sugar because I don't want to burn myself out. But hopefully, as time progresses, maybe I'll get to a point with sugar where it's not a problem at all anymore, and I can focus on other more health-centered benefits. Another benefit is that I am beginning to regain pleasure in simple things. So, for instance, like sitting around the table just drinking coffee or talking with a friend or watching a TV show. They're more fun. I mean, those things are fun by default, but I've just found that they're more fun now that I've been off of sugar for so long. And in fact, a couple of weeks ago, I was watching SpongeBob, one of my favorite cartoons, and I was watching the pizza delivery episode. I've seen this episode many times, but I was just laughing hysterically. It was just so much funnier than it usually is for me. And I know that part of that is because my brain is healing from this overload of dopamine from all this sugar. And so my brain is finding more enjoyment in other things like SpongeBob. So that was absolutely a nice added benefit to everything. It's a lot easier to get up in the morning, regardless of how sleep deprived I am. Some nights this past week I've gotten maybe like 3.5, 4 hours of sleep, And yeah, it sucks when my eyes pop open in the morning, don't get me wrong, but it would be absolute torture to drag myself out of bed if I had been doing my usual sugar eating routine, which up until 7 weeks ago was eating sugar deep into the night. So now that I am not doing that, it is so much easier to get out of bed in the morning, and it's so much easier to function throughout the day. So that is very, very nice. My skin is clearing up. I don't have nearly as many little cuts, or, well, not cuts, but like just kind of like skin tearing up. Like I don't have nearly as much of that, especially around the area in my nails. That's pretty nice. Um, and I don't really notice this in particular, but I have heard from other people that your skin around your face and around your body in general just kind of clears up once you stop eating sugar. And I have gotten that comment before when I've been off of sugar, like, oh, your skin's looking really good. And I really don't notice from, I don't notice the complexion of my skin when I'm on sugar. I don't notice the complexion when I'm off of sugar. So you guys tell me. I'm not really sure. Um, so that's about the gist of it. That's about the list of benefits. The biggest thing that I'm trying to look for in the coming weeks with losing, with being sugar free, is losing more belly fat. And I think that this is a common tendency with most, if not all, people who go on any kind of weight loss or health journey, is that you're kind of right here in terms of health. And then once you decide to make good decisions, your health spikes up, in a good way, and then you hit a plateau, right? And then for whatever reason, you hit another spike, get another breakthrough, and then you hit another plateau. So right now, I think I'm in the plateau phase. I need to figure out what it is that I have to change my diet to continue to lose belly fat and to continue to look and feel better than I ever have before. So, and another part of it is just being patient. I mean, again, I keep saying this in almost every single video, but you can't, um, you can't expect to change immediately. And for someone like me who's been eating sugar my entire life, even going 1 year is honestly not that long when it comes to overall health. But so going 1 year without eating sugar is in the grand scheme of things not that long. However, it still is a significant amount of time, which I believe will produce some pretty amazing results. But it has only been 7 weeks. And if you had told me that, if you had told me 7 weeks ago, or if you had told me like 8 weeks ago you need to stop eating sugar for 7 weeks, it would have been like, 7 weeks, that's way too long. But here we are. But at the same time, it is only 7 weeks out of 52, or about 53, or 54 in my case. But so I need to be patient. I have lost belly fat, and I believe that I will continue to do so as long as I stay consistent and as long as you guys keep supporting me in the awesome way that you have been. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I truly appreciate it, and stay tuned for more updates.